At Amplify, we are getting rid of all banking fees, so you have a little extra to sprinkle around. No fees equals more sprinkles. Amplify.
Welcome to the Women of Austin podcast. My name is Shannan Hale, and I'm your guest host today because I'm sitting down with the Women of Austin founder, Mindy Hofman, and the president of the Women of Austin Foundation, Ashley Copeland. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
We're so excited that you're here.
Hi, this is so fun.
Yes. Before we get started, for every show that we do, we like to ask a fun get-to-know-you question. So tell us, what's something fun that nobody really knows about you?
All right, I think I'll start with this one. Okay, so back when I was in high school, I played in a mariachi band. And that is usually very surprising for people to hear. I played violin. We went to quinceañeras, to weddings across the border. And this was a frequent thing for a few years. It was so much fun, but definitely a different life.
Oh, yes. My goodness, I love it. If we had time right now, I would make you do a little
bust up my sombrero.
Ensemble. Yes. Next time.
For another show.
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay, so for me, I think that people are always surprised to know that I like really sad rap music. Like, the sadder the rapper, the more I like feel connected to him and drawn to him. And like face tattoos, bonus. Like, yes, into it.
Oh my gosh, how funny. Can you
Yeah.
give us one example of a sad rapper? Just one like sad rapper that you...
Oh, Lil Peep, R.I.P.
Okay.
Lil Peep. Oh. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Check him out though, his stuff's good.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I love it. Okay, let's dive in, you guys. I got to attend a gala that you gals put on where you talked about the partnership that y'all have created. And so, Ashley, I wanted to ask you, I know you started this a few years ago, and you've seen a lot, there's been a lot of things coming, and you've grown into something really nice and big and impactful. So I want to know, will you tell us how it got started?
Absolutely, and thank you for asking. I love sharing our story. It started not even as a vision to create a big nonprofit and create an organization. It started with me and my hairdresser, who still is a close friend of mine, named Ashley. We wanted to do a community outreach. We were swapping single mom stories back and forth. As a former single mom myself, I shared one that was an incredibly impactful moment for me, where someone gave me a gift card to take my kids to dinner one night. So I was at a restaurant, and that was a treat for us. Yep. And while I was there, a woman walked up and asked me if I was a single mom and asked me about my children. I guess she had a shed in her backyard where she stored diapers and clothes just in case someone needed it. Yeah. I told her where I lived, and the next day I came home from work, and I had diapers for the next 6 months, shoes for my son for his next couple sizes up, clothes, flowers for myself, and I remember falling on the ground crying. I felt so seen. I no longer felt isolated. I felt like someone cared, and I had a community, even though I've never seen this woman again. It was a huge deal for me. And when I shared that story in the midst of COVID, I was like, there is no way I can't give back. Yeah. I'm now married, blessed family, a wonderful husband, 4 gorgeous kids, and it was just an opportunity for me to pay it forward, if you will. And so we created a program called Doorstep Santa, where people donated a bunch of items, and then we packaged up personalized gift boxes and wrapped the gifts and delivered them on doorsteps for Christmas for single moms throughout Austin. And while doing that, we realized, oh my gosh, we were never alone in any of this journey. There are so many single moms out there and people wanting to help single moms. And so from there, I filed for my 501c3, and we've just kind of grown. I think that year we delivered for 53 people. The following year, 88. This past year, 212, in just that one outreach alone. And so it has been a journey, a very rewarding one. And I'm so excited to continue to grow it with Mindy, with the Women of Austin, and just see where it goes from here.
Oh, yes. I love that. You know, I was a single mom of 7 years, and so I completely understand the struggles and feeling isolated and alone. So I just think it's really powerful, the work you're doing. And I think a group of us, being single women, like, and having that passion, that's what we need. And so, yeah, I am all in and so excited for all the events that you have planned and the way that we can all get involved.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I learned is we feel so alone and isolated, but really we just need to find one another. And that is one of our missions. And I know Mindy has the same vision of creating that connection in that community and helping these women, single mom or not, find one another and really just build one another up. And so I'm with you. I'm excited to see where it's going to go moving forward.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, thank you for hosting today, Shannan, because we're excited to come together and talk about this because this is new. So we're just excited to spread the word and let people know what we're doing and a little bit about our backstory. And when I met Ashley, I was really excited to just, you know, those people you're like connected to like energetically instantly. I was just like, ooh, who is this? I want to know where it got, and we got to know each other and I was just like, ooh, you. So we became friends and that was amazing. And I loved what she was doing. And same thing, I got a divorce, single mom in it, like definitely not easy. So I really connected with your mission. And when it became time for Women of Austin, when we were at a point where I wanted to find ways to give back, you know, it was real easy to just think about who's doing something that I love and want to get behind. And then obviously, Ashley, I get to work with my friend.
Yes, and actually we just realized this morning, Mindy was with us from day one. We didn't remember that we knew each other at that time, but she actually donated to our very first Doorstep Santa. And so it's been great to grow with her in this entire process. So it feels natural to connect and partner moving forward.
I love it. I love it. Is there any stories that stand out for you since you've been doing this work for the last few years? Is there anything that like stands out, like anybody's story or highlight or anything that you're just like, wow, like we're really making a difference or impacting people?
Yes, there are many stories that stand out. One of them, there is a local daycare that hires a bunch of single moms. And so we have been able for the last few years to really donate and help the moms continuously. And that's been such a beautiful thing to see them walk through that journey. There's been one mom in particular who's stayed in touch with us, and she has gone through from us helping her on Christmas, not being able to pay a bill, and we've helped her with the car repair, to now finding a job. She's remarrying. So we've seen her through that entire journey, this woman in particular, and that has been one of the most rewarding things. She now is helping us organize things in order to give back. And so that has been one of the most rewarding things for me, is to not just provide a material good, but to see change and to see her develop and be a part of that journey. I know we're just a small part, but to participate at all. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So she's been able to like kind of give back too, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that's so special too is that you know, Ashley's been able to form these relationships with certain donors and just, you know, work together as a partnership and help find the women and help. Well, that's interesting because that's part of what we're working on right now is Ashley had spent how many hours doing Doorstep Santa this year?
Oh, gosh, about 3 weeks.
Yes. Wow. So delivering herself, putting the things together herself. So one of our goals, one of the things that we're starting to do working together now is work with other nonprofits in town that need help.
Yeah.
And just, you know, supplementing what they need. And so that's been something that Ashley's been working hard on recently, forming those partnerships and figuring out what people need. And how's it been going? Tell us. I love this.
Thank you so much. It's actually been going really great. So one partnership that we've been forming is with St. Louis House, which takes women, moms in particular, that are in a homeless situation and helps them, houses them while they get back on their feet and helps them grow and thrive and get better careers so that way they can afford to move back out with their children. We have been able to partner with them and donate pallets of cleaning supplies to supply for their homes. We're going to be doing backpacks, back to school backpacks with them, hosting supply drives. So that's just one small example of how our community within the foundation network is able just to give back to just a greater cause. It's not just about building up our name, but really coming together and really building a network with one another, and all of these women in Austin coming together and helping one another. And it's such a beautiful and empowering thing to see, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are like a bunch of different organizations that I know of that do the same thing. Like I know that there are a couple or a few different ones that do homelessness, and the other ones that address, single moms and Dress for Success. So there are, but there's so much room. It's like our community. It's like our women's groups. It's like there's room. There's so many people in Austin. There's so much room for all of us. And what I think is great is that when we work together and talk about pooling resources and helping each other out, we can make an even greater impact.
Absolutely, I agree. And one thing I've really noticed on this journey and building up this organization is a lot of people want to give back, but just don't know how. And so people, I want to help. What can I do? I'm like, I don't know. So being able to partner up with the women of Austin and those amazing group of women who are just so willing, I'm excited to see all the new avenues we'll be able to tackle together. Because, one man can't do it on their own, but whenever all of us are together, like, we're unstoppable, I feel like. We have a great future ahead, and I'm so excited to put them all to work, myself included. My goodness. Yes.
Something I will say too is that, and that we're looking at and want to get the word out about too, is that every little bit helps. So I've been to a few big fundraisers for these huge nonprofits, like raising like more than $500,000 in one event. But what they asked for like the lowest donation, the lowest thing you could like invest in, was like at least $100, and and the tickets are, and I get that, and it's a successful, great, huge, amazing event. But really, if like you only like don't get that Starbucks this week and give $10, and 10 of us do that, 20 of us, 30, like, it really, really all adds up and helps. And so, like, we're like, don't be shy. We'll take $2, $1 a day, maybe. No,
I agree. And one of the challenges we have faced is not really knowing. Like, we're growing so quickly. The need is there. People are joining forces with us. But the financial aspect is certainly always a struggle, right? Because I hate to have to turn people away. We can only afford 50 backpacks this year, but we have 100 people signed up for it, or organizations that are sponsoring. I have one I'm trying to work with, 88 kids, And so being able to plan for that, because we have monthly recurring donations or a good donor base that wants to help support those things and really join with us in that way, that's kind of where we are. We have the places to go. We have the projects to build, but we're needing support in that way as well. So I'm looking forward to building that this year, hopefully, just to see what kind of impact we can make then.
I love that. And then also volunteers, right? Like,
always.
Like, if you can't make the financial donation, like, could you offer, an hour, a couple of hours of your time helping to pack these backpacks or whatever that looks like? So I'm sure there's a plethora of things that people can do to get their hand involved.
Absolutely. And that's one of the ways Mindy helped me the most this year, since she gave me a call in mid-December, like, hey, I have this idea. We've known each other. We're kind of both have the same heart. Our core values are the same, of community and connection. How can we work together to make this bigger, impact bigger on these women's lives? And I'm like, well, I have this Christmas event coming up. About 3 times more people than I planned for, and don't know what to do. And Mindy suddenly got community groups to host toy drives for us. She had people showing up at my storage unit and helping me and my daughters pack bags and do deliveries. And I called her, I don't know how many times, just crying like, this feels incredible. Like, this now feels like I can do this because I have a team that I don't need to lead the team, but doing it with me. We're all walking hand in hand, like, to make a difference in these lives. And there's times, and that's a moment where I needed help, and she came through for me. So that way we could come through for other moms in the area and other single moms. And that was just incredible, and I'm looking forward to being able to continue building that. And so, yes, you're right. Volunteers always needed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Women of Austin would like to thank our community sponsors. Joel Richardson and Team, your Austin mortgage lender. Visit myfinanceteam.com. Dave's Ultimate Automotive. Visit davesultimateautomotive.com and become a part of the Dave's family today. Elite Marquee and Events, LED marquees, rentals, and event planning at Elite Marquee Austin. Looking to join a group of fun, motivated, inspiring women? We've got you covered. Introducing the Women of Austin community. Whether you're a business owner looking for camaraderie, a working mom who wants to stay connected, or you're just looking to make new friends with an incredible group of local women, this community is for you. We have special in-person member-only events, an online platform and app to stay connected, a book club, and so much more. Join us and become a member today at womenofaustin.community.com.
Hi, my name is Shannan Hale. I'm the guest host of the Women of Austin podcast today. I'm the Chief Community Officer of the Women of Austin, and I'm excited to be talking with Mindy and Ashley for this special episode. Today, we are filming at 208 Sendera Bonito in Lakeway, a listing for Mike Magavero and the agency. This property is an exclusive gated community just minutes from Lake Travis. You can learn more at 208senderabonita.com.
Yeah, and in ways you don't know, like wouldn't know if there's somebody listening who wants to spend a couple hours a week on social media planning,
Yes.
or someone wants to write some blog posts, or like anything. Hands-on, of course, is great too. Community outreach, like whatever. Would it, bake some cookies for a bake sale? I don't know. Okay, maybe not that. That's I'm going backward. Go forward to the future. But you know what I mean.
We'll take it.
Hey, we're all smart, and we're all going to be working together on this.
Right.
And we're all creative people. So, we're open.
But yes, you're absolutely right. So it's not just about building a box or a backpack. There are so many other needs that go behind the scenes of an organization that you can only do so much. So I absolutely, that would be something that would be incredible. We are needing help with our social media. You're right. We are. Our website's very outdated. Yep. You are correct. But all of those things, I'm like, well, that's not important. I want to focus on my community outreaches, but all of that goes hand in hand, right? And so there's some very realistic truth to what you're saying. And so,
How do you feel now about asking for help? Does it still make you feel uncomfortable?
How do I feel about asking for help? That is a great question. I think it's a struggle for most women in general.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's a societal thing, I feel like, where we feel the pressure, and I'm sure we do it to ourselves, but we feel the pressure to look like we have it all together, everything's running well, and get all of this done, and no one see us sweat while we do it.
Yeah.
So I'm really bad at asking for help. I'm working on it and getting better. Partnering with someone that I trust and an organization that I trust has really helped with that. But I understand where these women are that are afraid to we have people nominate single moms or nominate women that need help in certain ways. And those women won't come forward and say, hey, I need help, or I can't afford an Easter basket for my kids this year, when we're offering to do it for them. But it's just the pressure of admitting you need help, which means you're admitting something you can't do. So it feels like a weakness. And so I understand that struggle. but I think that's why we need each other even more.
Yeah,
right?
to remind each other.
To remind each
To-
other.
yeah.
Like what you did for me at Christmas. Like, hey, I have your back. She would call me. What do you need now, Ashley? I have people who want to volunteer. How can you put them to work? Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It was all a new feeling, and leaning into that it felt empowering, really. It's like, you know what? I can do this. This vision I have, we can make it happen. And we did. And that was with your help and with the foundations or Women of Austin, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I mean, shout out to our Women of Austin community and the women, right?
100%.
Yes.
I'm guessing
They're the
that's
best.
who you called on.
Of course.
Yes.
And that's what I love about this community is
Yeah.
you can just do a call out or a shout out and these women show up.
Yes.
And that's what's so powerful is that I feel like this group of women that we are surrounded by are very heart-centered and they're very much about serving people.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of what people that are going to make a difference in this world and they're going to make
Absolutely.
an impact. So yeah, we are all in good company. I love it. I love it. All right, ladies, that's a wrap for today. Thank you all so much for being here. The work that you're doing is so powerful, and so we are happy to support you, and we acknowledge you. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
To find out more about the Women of Austin Foundation, make sure to check out the description of this episode. My name is Shannan Hale. Thank you again for joining me on the Women of Austin podcast.
Thanks so much for joining us today on the Women of Austin podcast. A new episode premieres twice a month right here on the Women of Austin channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you never miss an episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at women_of_Austin. My name is Mindy Hofman. I hope you'll join us for our next episode of the Women of Austin podcast.